It's a beautiful sight, isn't it? All the particle effects and all the twitching and all their legs and everything. I've been over here. I'm losing my mind. I spent so much time in this Enderman farm today. Welcome, everybody. Thorgal here, and playing in my Let's Play series again, Vanilla Minecraft 1.13. Still love the water changes and everything. So after 2 full episodes of adventuring, I came over here today. I did a lot of work around the base as well that I'm going to show you guys here shortly. And we're going to get started with our projects there. But I came over here to fix my pick, fix the shovel, and... well, light throwing on boots didn't take much damage because I was wearing the other ones, but I also repaired those fully. And I actually didn't want to spend much time over here. But I also wanted to get 2 unbreaking books for my shears. Because I use so many shears in the jungle constantly that I'm tired of making new ones. So I kind of want to just check it out if we can put unbreaking on those. And, you know, how much longer they last. And I'm just going to do 2 of them in case I cannot repair them later on. Because, of course, if they're enchanted, I have never tried repairing shears. So that's another thing I want to try out. But then I started... going after these unbreaking books here, right? And they're very, very rare. There's 4 of them, all of these. And I didn't get the first one until like 2 rows of books. And then I ended up with 4 of them. But the reason why I did so many of these different books here is that all of a sudden I started getting these here. This was the first one, Channeling. There's another one, Riptide, Impaling, Loyalty, Impaling, and Riptide, and another Loyalty. Which, by the way, I don't understand, because these are all level 30 enchants. And, wait, where is it? There's Loyalty 3. Loyalty 2. So sometimes you can get a 2 with 30 levels, and sometimes a 3. So that's very interesting, but I think these are all for tridents, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not exactly sure what all of these do yet. I think Loyalty is the one where it comes back to you. I don't know what Impaling is. And another one, I'm guessing it's the Riptide. It's the one that when you hit something in a lightning storm, they get struck. No idea what Channeling is doing. But anyways, I'm going to leave them here. I really just came for them, but the reason I just wanted to show you how much enchanting I did. All my my shulker boxes are in the base because I was, you know, organizing them and getting all the goodies out. And I'm out of lapis over. I used almost 2 stacks of lapis to do all this enchanting. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to use this one here first. I don't care for the luck of the sea because I have so many fishing poles. Oh wow, that's only 3 levels that costs. That's cool. Okay, so I got 2 enchanted shears. I got plenty of... and you know, the funny thing is I'm still not full of ender pearls. I only have 4 chests, plus whatever the hoppers hold in the back. All the different times that I've been over here, that's how many ender pearls I use. Because every time I am here, you know, I take a bunch of ender pearls home with me. You know what? I should actually do this. Let's do that. I think that makes more sense. That way I can unload them in the base. Very good. I want to see if I can get these guys breeding again. I gave them a bunch of bread. I harvested a lot of wheat by hand over in the horse farm. And a little bit up here in our rice fields, that's what I call them. But the rice fields are really just for show. They're very hard to harvest because there's so many ups and downs. So, number 1, if you're careful, you trample crops. And number 2 is stuff constantly falls down to the other layer. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt, but hopefully I won't need to harvest for much longer. Now, these guys did not breed. And I checked the NBT data in the villagers.dat file. And it said 1 village, 6 doors, 12 doors, and population of 12. I don't know where the population of 12 comes from, but no hearts, right? So I undid the village, and I broke the 6 doors that we had up there where the wheat farms are. Because I want to try, if I go back to my regular 6 doors down here, 1 population, and that's it if they're gonna breed again. So if I open this now... it should form a village. And are you guys gonna do the heart business again? Yes. Yes, I see hearts. Okay, good. So I cannot have the doors over there. on it. That just, I think because then it counts all the villages that are between there and here. You know, the ones in these buildings here. Or something. I don't know where that size 12 comes from, right? Because there is so many more villages in here. Each one of them is 8, so that's... There's one baby. There we go. So that right there is 32 villagers. Plus what I have in the holding cell already. There isn't too many of them. Let me close the shutter up there again. So I cannot have any surprises fall in here. Once the village is formed, it doesn't matter. Oh. This might be something new here. Oh, there we go. Okay, he is moving now. Very cool. Oh yeah, by the way, a hidden change that I don't think anybody mentioned this. Villagers, the guy down there was super easy to move because they do not move minecarts by themselves anymore. Which is a beautiful change. I'm very happy about that. But anyway, so the reason why I need villagers is I'm going to need a lot of brown coats over for our wheat farm, right? Let's just go down because we're going to continue with our project in the basement here. There's something I want to get done today. And let's check real quick how many we have here. Okay, I see one baby. Is there any brown coat in there? I see one. Yeah, I only see one that doesn't have a black or... Yeah, there's one. A black or a white apron. The baby that just fell down is another blacksmith. Yeah, the ones with the white are butchers and the other ones are blacksmith. Okay. I'm gonna need a lot of brown coats, right? And that brings me to this thing right here that I set up a while ago, right? You guys remember city and external. Now... the guys that I want to go into the wheat farm or later on into the iron farm or wherever else we're going to need them, right? I don't want them to go into our regular sorting system here and then off into the districts because it's going to be really hard to get them out of those districts again, right? And that is why I set this up. So let's go through here real quick so I can show you where this goes in case you forgot. So I would know, okay, I got a brown coats waiting down there. I'm going to send this to go to external, right? If it's not something I want to keep, I'm going to keep it over here. So it goes up there and I can just discard them, right? Or store them, whatever I want to do with it. But it's going to go down here and follow this track all the way to our normal area. Let's see if we can hurry this up a little bit. Oh, good. It comes over here. This right here is a double track now, okay? Okay, I went one too far. So this is the one that comes over here. This is the one. This is the one that... which one is this one? Yes, that's the one that if none of them are set, the villager comes up here and then goes back and gets discarded in the lava, yes. And this is the return going to our railcart storage system. To those hoppers. So external comes down here and it's going to go over here into a new area that I started excavating. It's going to be this deep, that deep, and about twice as low as this. I'm going to go downwards instead of up because I'm not really sure how much room I have on top anymore. You know, I'm pretty close to underneath the houses. Or the jungle, whatever. I'm going to go down. So they're going to come in here and then they're going to go into one of 4 different holding cells. And we're going to automate that. So I can set a certain number. Let's say I want to hold 10 per holding cell, right? It's going to fill the first one up and then automatically switch the track to stop sending it to the first holding cell. And the next ones that come go to the second, all the way to the 4th one. And I want to have also a light system that goes up into our storage room there. So I get an indicator up there when a cell is full. So there's going to be 4 lights. So once the 4th one is full, I'm like, okay, I won't send anymore. Or I just know the count. That's it. So I'm going to go ahead and excavate that and then get all the parts over here. Oh yeah, and then also this is fully automated. So the cart comes in here, gets unloaded, and then the empty cart is going to go back here. And I already set it up to tie back into our railcart storage. And they're bypassing the note blocks over here because I don't care about this one, right? This is always an open track. It never crosses with anything else. So I don't need to worry about carts, getting stuck or whatever. So let me get busy here. That's why I needed to repair my pick also. And then when this is done, we get started with setting it up. So, yeah, this is what the room looks like now. You guys like it? I just downloaded the Faithful texture pack for 1.13. And I enabled it. I think that's the options button. I don't know what I'm clicking on, so this is what it looks like. Pretty crazy. What do I look like? Oh, look at me. I got like slime arms, a pink head. This is crazy. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm gonna restart the game and see if that fixes it. Here we go. Looks much better this way. Alright, the room is all hollowed out and I made the walls just stone brick. Ceiling is jungle wood slabs. And then I recessed the jack-o'-lanterns, one in there. And I just wanted something around it. It was too plain, that ceiling. So I just put these slabs in there. I'm kind of liking it. It looks like a bunch of little flowers almost, right? And again, it's a technical room, so this is not something that, you know, is super nice and stuff. But I still gave it a nice colorful floor. I just used the regular terracotta and I made it super bright. I wanted this room to be super bright. And I'm kind of building this backwards. Simply because of I cannot go any further this way, right? So I want to push everything as close to this wall. Because if I break through this wall right there, this is where the tracks are going over to the other district. So I have one layer in between here. That's it. So I want to make sure everything is pushed as close over here as possible. I made the room much bigger than in my creative testing. Just to give myself that extra room. And also in my creative world where I tested this first, I had these cells only 3 wide. Here I made them 5 wide. Because that allows me to put a water source block here and there. And they don't form. Right? And then they should push everything over here into the middle. Right there. And instead of dropping them down in a hole, I'm going to push them out here. And this was kind of my idea here. To use these trapdoors, so you know, boop, and they're out. They fall out. But I just noticed something here that I don't know if they're gonna be able to do that either. But you see this right here? Of course, they could jump on one trapdoor. That's why I put a second one on top. But I can jump on that. So I don't know if the villagers are gonna be able to jump on there too. You know how when you put a carpet on a fence, we can jump on it, but mobs can't. So I'm not sure if this is gonna be that way. But I think what I'm gonna do simply is... Well, I want them to open from the back, so I need to put something here. I'm gonna put it like this. So now if I want them to get out, I just fold them both downwards. I think that works too, because this way I know for sure they cannot jump up here, right? And I can still get up here. And I'm going to fix the other ones here in a second. So, right here is the water streams that they're going to fall down into these holding cells. And now I'm going to set up the actual railroad track. Just so I know where they're coming from and whatnot. And when we have that, then we're going to do the redstone. And the logic for one slice again, just like we do everything else, always one slice together, and then the other ones I just replicate. Let's just come over here for a second. And I wanted to mention one thing, by the way. I don't know what's going on, but this room is really not that big. Right? At least it doesn't feel that. I have excavated a lot bigger rooms. And, you know, of course it filled all 3 of these chests, and a lot of the stone and stuff went back into it. But the pick was almost broken, right? And then I actually used another pick I had, a work pick, right here. And also got that down another... Did they change something on the durability on tools? I guess that's my question here. Because now this one is almost done. And I'm actually going to do something that I never do. But I don't want to go over to the mob farm. Just to make myself... Or just to repair this pick here. So we're just going to repair it the old school way right now. I haven't done that in a long time. With mending on my main pick, right? But let's just go ahead and do that once. I'm not going to be able to put that against the wall or it falls down. Let's put it right there. And... Because I'd hate to break this pick. I love this pick. I mean, I think it's the best pick you can get, in my opinion. There we go. Fully repaired. And you know what? I never gave it a name. Let's give it a name. There we go. Major Tom. That's its name now. So I got all of this pretty much laid out here. The way I want the tracks to go. The last part I need to figure out is how I'm going to tie this one in. But I think I like this. Come around the corner. I think I'm gonna tie it into here. I hope that leaves me enough room. We're gonna have to check when it comes to the redstone. I do have a little bit more room than in my testing world because I made these cells one wider on each side, so that opened up more space between them. Let's come up here and take care of the inn first. I'm gonna need a lever right there. Okay, then they're gonna have enough momentum coming down here. Let's get all these tracks on here. Yes, I got them all. Okay, so we're gonna come around the corner. Then I do want to have one power track here. Yeah. And then we'll come around the corner, and then always there's gonna be a detector here first. And then let's do one. Come around the corner. Just like that. These detectors here, like I said, that's the ones that's gonna trigger our counting mechanism. And then here, okay. So all the way to the end, and I'm even counting it here. So just to keep it the same, but even if I send 100 villagers down and 10, 10, 10, the other 70 will go over there. All right, so after this one, again, I want a power track, then nothing. And then we're gonna need our activator track already. This is what's gonna kick the villagers out, just like we've done many times before. Detector to trigger the piston. And then, yes, a power track. And I put the levers underneath. You guys see that right there? They're underneath this here. And then these are gonna come down back to where they're going. Let's put one powered here just to keep the momentum going again. And I need to come this way first. And by the way, it doesn't matter that this is only one tall because there's only empty minecarts coming here. Nothing else. And then 1, 2, 3, like that. Okay, so this is going to be the return here. This is powered. And then, of course, here in this example, I also need to power this one and that one. And they go back home. All right, so I need to power this activated track. I'm gonna power that from over here. And I need to power this guy here as well. But this one I'm gonna power from the other side. Yes, okay. So I already set up the first slice over here. And I just did a terrible job explaining it. So I prepared everything and I really want to do better this time. But before we do that, I thought it was quite important to actually know or understand one thing when it comes to redstone, in case you didn't know already. Do you guys see every time this cart goes over this detector track, the observer here triggers twice, right? Once it's turned on and once it's turned off. And the reason why I'm using an observer is because I want to trigger upwards in my example here quickly as possible. So I could just have a regular redstone signal here and it wouldn't be a problem. But because I need to go from right here straight upwards, I can't really go out backwards further, right? It's all to save space. That's what this is for. But you guys see here, every time this gets triggered, the redstone torch does not turn off. And if we put a repeater in here, on one tick normal, right? It still doesn't turn off. But as soon as you give it 2 ticks, do you guys see it turns it off? And it triggers it twice. Because again, the observer triggers when it's on and then when it turns off again. So I just wanted to point this out, why there's a repeater with 2 ticks and why we're using the count that we're going to have here in a minute, okay? Okay, so now that we have all this set up, I'm going to set this up somewhat backwards because I think it's better that way if I explain what we're actually doing. So the idea is that if this detector here is triggered a certain amount of times, right? I want this one to be triggered to go the other way, okay? And if you guys see here right now, if I place this repeater, this is actually going to switch the other way around, okay? It's because this block now got an update I don't know why, guys. I have no idea. It has something to do with northwest, east, however these things go first. So what we need to do is, while this count is not reached, this needs to have a redstone signal, right? We need to power this block so they keep going into there. Okay, so that's the whole idea behind this. And in order to do that, we're going to use a comparator here that's going to read something. And we're going to use a chest right here. And against this chest, we're going to place a hopper. Hello? There we go. Hello? By the way, did you guys notice that when you hover over a hopper now, you get these black sharp lines? And I think that has to do because now you can actually, you guys see? I'm actually breaking the leaves. Hoppers used to take up the full block space, but now you can actually reach the things underneath it and stuff. So you can open a chest from above it, and this is really cool. I like this change a lot. So anyway, so right here, as soon as I put anything in here, it reads it. Right? Hey, there is something in this inventory. And in our case now, of course, it turned off because the hopper gave up all of these items. So what we need to do here is by default lock this hopper. So we send a redstone signal from the side. And now if I put 16 items in here, they stay in there and this stays powered. Okay, so now every time there's something goes over this detector track, what I need to do is turn off this torch. Now, and this comes where you guys remember over here with the observer, it triggered twice on and on off. If we didn't use the observer, we didn't have to worry about this. But for us, every 2 items counts as 1. Because 1 item is going to be sent when the detector gets triggered. And then another item gets sent when the detector turns off. Because the observer that's going to be next to here reads that twice. Right? I hope that makes sense. So now we just bring back this signal above here. Right there. And there again is a little bit of a trickery here. Because in order for me to put this repeater somewhere that I need with the 2 ticks, right? I decided to just put it up here. Set it to 2 ticks. It powers this block, which powers the redstone underneath it. And then we'll just have to bring the signal downwards from over here, right? So underneath here, I'm going to put a piece of redstone. And above that, we're going to put the observer. And you guys see the arrow is pointing up, so the redstone light is up here. So now every time the rail cart goes over here, you see it triggered once and twice. Because on and off. And now we have 14 items in here, and the other 2 items are in there. So now, if I send 7 more times something through here, then this hopper is empty, this redstone will turn off, and this thing over here gets unpowered, and it sends the cart straight instead of to the right. So that's the logic for over here. And then there's also one little change that I did on our unloading mechanism. I forgot what we called this right here, right? And I'm gonna set up the glass afterwards because it's a pain in the butt to have this glass here, right? So right here, I just need something. Let's just come over there. Right here again, I'm going to set an observer. All right. This is pointing into a block with a piece of redstone on top of it. And I can get back over there. I don't need this anymore. Thank you. And I don't need this anymore. I always try to get rid of everything that we don't need. And now against this one here, I'm actually going to put the piston. I'm probably not going to be able to put it. Oh, I can. Okay, good. And in front of that, we're going to have a block right there. So now if the cart goes by here, the cart is probably... Oh, it's stuck right there. Perfect. How do I get to you, cart? Okay, I thought that was my sword. Alright, let's go back over there. Just want to test it. Actually, I haven't tested it yet. I built all this in 1.12, and now that we're at 1.13, you never know. This needs to go away as well, this block. Alright, good. So now if I send the cart through here... Which is fine. Yes, yes, yes. You guys saw it because there's a 1 tick extension. And a sticky piston, when it only gets a 1-tick trigger, it leaves the block. But because this gets triggered twice, again, on and on off, it actually pushes the block and then brings it back. Well, that's what it's supposed to be. But you guys know what I mean. Anyways, I hope I did a better job explaining it this time. And I'm going to go ahead and replicate this to the other slices. So all 4 of them are ready, and then we'll give this a test. I decided to add one more feature. And that is what happens when all of the villager holding cells are full. I'm going to go one further here. And then I want to send them all the way around, just like we do with our regular districts, right? If none of the districts are set, right? It's like, I really don't want to keep that one. I want to discard them, right? We're sending him up to this track, which goes all the way back into the pyramid to the lava pit. And I figured that what we can do here is do something similar. So when I get to the end over here, right there, right? Because it's set up for that. And right now, if you don't give it a redstone signal, you know, this does not change because there's no other track here. So I figured what we could do is actually tie this in to be functional. So it would come over here. And let's see. It is 1, 2.5 from the top. Okay, and yeah, we can send them back right here. Now, hopefully I can make this jump. Good. So we'll tie it into here, and I'll lay the track in a second. That's the easy part. But I just wanted to show you guys that I really like that when we add this kind of functionality, right? I'm gonna need to add lights here. Oh, it's one lower. I can come up in the end. It doesn't matter where I come up. I have so much room here. I don't need this room for anything. I thought that I make it nice and big, right? So I don't need to worry about any of that. And then it will come to here. So let's just do the climb just like that. Whoa. Oh man. Oh, it's okay. I'm on the last one here. Okay, and then let's go up here. So each one of these has 16 items, so they're all ready for 8 holding cells. If I want more, like I want to hold 10, right? I just put 20 cobblestone or 20 of any items. It doesn't matter. They can even be mixed matched. So that all works. So then it will come up here, and then it will go on top of this one. Reason being, you know what? I don't like this. Let's do it. I always like to have one extra in front of a turn. So we are going to run them in parallel here. Just like that. So the track comes around here, goes, and then it's going to go up so it can cross this track. And this can only be one high because this one is for the empty carts. And then it comes down here, and we're going to tie into this discarding track. And the only other thing I need to do, I'm just going to put torches here for right now, just to make sure nothing can spawn up here, is put some lights on the walls. But I'll figure that out in a little bit here. So it's all tied in. It's going to come around. What are you doing? And come into here, and then it should tie in just like that. No problem. I like it. I like it a lot. So, and then the last redstone related feature here, is that I said I want to get a signal back to my main control room, right? How many of these are filled. And the way to tie into this is, let's just start right here, it doesn't matter. This one is powering this block, which switches the track, right? So if we put a block underneath here with a redstone, you guys see it's powered because it's powering this block, so that powers this down here. And then we can simply step down like this to right there for now. That's fine, because I got a lot of work figuring out where I want to run this. But the way we can do this is to... Whoops, I didn't want to do that. I want to put a torch here. So this torch is inverted. Right? And then put a redstone lamp here, which would be our indicator in the base. in the control room. So now, once you get up here, and we're just gonna mimic that, hey, this is empty, so the track gets turned, this signal turns off, which in turn turns on the redstone lamp down there. So this is my way to know, hey, this has been switched, this cell is full, right? So that's how I think would be the best. And I like that. So now it's just up to me to figure out how I'm going to run all 4 of these back to the control room so we can actually, you know, use this. I've been looking at this control room for a while, guys, and I don't think that I can display any lights in here anywhere. Like, I might be able to put it in this wall. Like right there. But how do I get 4 different strands of redstone in here? You know, they also need to have a little bit of a gap between them and stuff. It's gonna be... I don't know. The only place, I guess, I could come up is right here. But again, I think that I'm going to run into not having enough room. I cannot go up anywhere because that's where the outside is. So I think for the time being, I'm not gonna worry about this. I figured what I can do to have a little bit of an indicator here is I'm gonna put an item frame here, right? And we're gonna put an arrow in here. All right, so let's say this is 1. It's nothing. I send 1 guy, so now there's 1 in the cell. I send another guy, there's 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I know when I go to here, bam, 8, it's full. And it's gonna go into the next one, it's gonna go into the next cell. All right, let's open this. And we have 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness. So now what I need to do is I need to send the cart. And then I need to check what color is picked up. And if it's not a brown coat, then I need to switch this to come to here. Otherwise, I sent the wrong one over there. So I think for the time being, I'm just going to leave it like this first. Let's go with this here. Let's see what we're picking up. That looks like a brown... Oh, I was too slow. No, it's not. It's a blacksmith. Good. Okay, maybe if I turn on the water... open, sorry. Actually, I do want to close it in case there's more babies coming. I actually see another baby up there. Oh my god, I have more coming? I only gave altogether 8 stacks of... Oh, this is actually a grown-up. No, it's a baby. And he's stuck there now because I closed the water channel. Okay. But maybe if I turn this on to flushing, maybe I only get 1 at a time. And... this is open. Okay, so what do you have here? 17 for diamond. Okay, I really don't care about any of these right now, so we're gonna discard you. I need my cart back. Alright, so again, I gotta be faster. Button, check, and then I can reach it from here. But I'm pretty sure that is a purple guy right here that's coming next. No, that's a butcher. Yes, the one with the white coat. And for now, I'm just gonna... I mean, I have so many of these. I really wish I could get a brown coat now so we can send this over there. It's better be a purple guy. Okay. 2 guys fell down again. Man, there's too many guys in here. But this is a blacksmith and a nitwit. So I think what is... I opened this up here so I can walk down here and actually take a look at these easier. So there's a blacksmith and there's a brown coat. And I think it always takes the closer one to over here. So the next one, I think, is going to be the blacksmith. And if I'm not right, then, well, nothing I can do. Nope. Ah, I was too slow. That's a brown coat right there. Maybe I gotta make this so it's not so stressful, and I have to change this here. And put a second route over here or something. Wow, that was very tight space there. But I think I got it figured out now. Okay, so right here you guys see is where this is the external track. If we switch it at the glass, that goes over to that storage area. And right here I'm tying in as well. So there's 2 ways. And this one is still when villagers come back that are not needed from, because everything is full. Either the tracks down here are not set to the different districts, or the 4 storage cells are full. They're coming back up here in the very end, and they're just gonna get discarded. There's no way around it, right? And right here, I added the logic here, but I had no way of running this redstone, so. But right here is that new lever, okay? Right now, you guys see this is set to go through to get discarded. But if I pull that lever, you guys see now it's set to go over there. The way I had to do it is with 2 pistons and redstone blocks that powers this one. And then the redstone goes down here and inverts this torch, which is right underneath the switch track there. So that works now. Now, the only other thing is I have to figure out is... I have a sign in here, yes. How am I going to label this? So down is... What do we call this? So... Upwards is discard. And downwards is external. That's what I'm going to keep calling it. Okay, discard and external, because over here it's city external. And I need to rename this one here, just to make more sense in case I ever do a world download or something. So on the top is discard external. Oh, I can fit both. Okay. And on the bottom is districts. Like that. Okay. So only if this is set to up right there will this lever matter. If I flip this one, they're still gonna go to the districts, right? So that one plus that one. So now I'm in business. Now I don't need to worry about, okay, what is coming next? Everything is gonna come here, and then I can just say, okay, discard or external. And let's test this. Because the first one that was here, the brown code, is, by the way, in the first storage already, okay? So this guy is a weaponsmith. I don't want him. I moved this once over so I know how far we are. So this guy I want to discard and discard. So now he is going to go into taking a bath. There we go. All right, very cool. And the next one is down there. So now this makes it a lot easier. And guys, check out how many other more villagers are waiting up there. I don't know what's going on with this breeder, but it just keeps going. Again, I don't care about this. I just want to get some brown coats already. I want to fill the first cell, which is set to 4. Are you a brown coat? Look at me. Yes. All right, so now external and go. Let's check if it works. Yes. Nice. And over here, I just want to see how long it takes for this card to come back. I'm curious. Or if it comes back at all. Haven't checked that yet. There it is. Okay, so it does work all the way. Very nice. Oh boy. So that was number 2. This is a nitwit, so discard. You just get out of here. And let's keep the spiel going. I love this. I mean, this is a little bit... I cannot get these lamps in here, guys. So we're just going to have to figure out how to do this. Another brown coat. Nice. External. And go. And we should see him go down there. Perfect. Oh, that makes me happy. So that was number 3. That's a blacksmith. So we're going to set this to discard. I don't care about any other ones right now, guys. I just want to see once the first one is filled. What is he going to get? The nitwit? Yes. Alright, so we're going to send the nitwit straight through. See you later. Please be a brown coat. Oh, it was just these. I don't know if it's brown coat or blacksmith. Blacksmith. Alright, this is our 5th brown coat now. So I sent 4 already. I reset this up here. I'm going to start using the arrow pointing upwards to know how many are in one. So now that I'm sending one, it's pointing up here. So if it points straight up and down, then that means there's a fresh cell, right? So external, external, and go. I don't have any ender pearls on me right now. Nothing. But let's come over here. We should probably see him. Right there. Perfect. And that one should go into the second cell. Yes, it bypassed the first one and went into the second one. Very good. So is there a way for me to... I didn't think that one through. I kind of need to... I guess I can do it from underneath. From here. So there's 4 in this cell and 1 in this one. And I do want to have 3 different levels to begin with. I think we're going to go with 12 of these wheat fields. So between episodes, I'm going to keep sorting these guys here and just, you know, start filling all these cells and whatnot. Man, I almost forgot. I promised you guys to show you the coral reef. And I was so, you know, involved in all these tracks and whatnot that I totally forgot about them. But I'm running the whole way over there with you so we can talk about future project that I want to get started on. And to also show you how close that coral reef is. And why this project that I want to work on is so important to me. It's kind of like getting on top of my priority list. And that is I want to work on nicer... nether tunnels, especially, you know, with rail carts. I would love to have rail carts in here, so I don't, you know, I come in the nether, I set my destination, and I go. Because, you know, we have that mesa biome, and I'm really liking terracotta more and more, especially for redstone and whatnot. It's a beautiful block, so it would be nice to be able to get there quickly. Also to my sand quarry, which I'm actually running to right now, guys. It's on the way to where we got our villagers from, the desert. Oh man, I don't even have my bow out. I totally forgot about that. Hopefully I'll make it through without being annoyed. And right over there, at the end of this tunnel, you see it. This is where the sand quarry is and the villagers. Or the first village that I found here. And right here, these torches bring us to the coral reefs. And it's really close by. In the overworld, I'm going to show you an F3 in a second, in case you're playing on the same seed. It was at like 3,400 on the X, and then something. I have to figure that out. Let's use Ender Pro so we don't get over the slow sand so much. And then from here, it's over there. I just want to speed this up, but still show you guys how close it is. So it would be really nice to have railroad tunnels. Right? In the nether. I would really like that. Or maybe not even railroad tunnels. Maybe we'll do some ice boats. Right? They're apparently really good as well. And here we are. This is it. Gonna go right into here. And this is gonna go into a little beach. Where there's nothing here. There's just a... I think I left a bed. I'm pretty sure I did. Yes, perfect. Oh, let's sleep real quick. Actually, hold on. Before we sleep, you guys can see it in the night. It looks so cool. I actually, right after recording that last episode, when we played with the turtles and stuff, I didn't take the boat much further, right? Let me leave these here. These pink ones, I wanted to also show you that, because there's all the spoils from this adventuring. Well, this is not really spoils, it's just stuff I collected. But here, after the episode ended, I looted a couple more of these underwater treasures. And look how many emeralds we got from that. I got 3 hearts of the sea, 46 iron, 19. Everything in here I didn't... is untouched. I have more TNT and stuff, but we even got a clock and stuff like that. So, it's pretty cool. So, anyways, nether tunnels are on top of my priority list. I really want to start working on them. And we might get started with that next episode and then figure out if we either like ice or rail carts better. Well, ice would be a lot cheaper than rail carts. And I forgot to bring an underwater breathing potion. Let me grab that real quick. I'm a knucklehead. When you hold forward, now you cannot eat. But once you start eating, you can hold forward. Interesting. Where are my potions? I don't need the night vision. Just use the water breathing. And unfortunately, I'm not going to take much from this biome here, okay? Because I'm not sure... I don't want to mess it up. What I mean by that is that when you take these coral blocks, they do not regrow, the corals, anything. I couldn't find any of the stuff that regrows here, okay? So let me show you what I mean by that. you have these coral blocks here itself, right? Then you can, with a silk touch, break. If you use regular, I think they disappear. These things right here are like coral fans or whatever they're called. Now these you cannot shear or break with your hand. Again, you need to have a silk touch pick. Okay, otherwise you lose them. And when you place these out of the water, they turn into dead coral. And the same with these. They make really cool like desert decorations when they turn brown. And you see when you place them on the side of a block, they look like that. And oh my god, stuff needs to stop flowing away. And on the top, they actually open into these nice fans here, right? But this is really nice looking. Now, there's one thing we can take from here, and that is these sea pickles, which you can break by hand. Okay, and then you get the amount. Hey, little buddy. What are you? That is so cool. Oh, pufferfish. He got big. That is so cool. So these sea pickles, you can place them on land. They just don't glow or anything. And you can place them, of course, underwater. And you check it out. When you place one, you get very, very little light. But you can place another one and it gets brighter. And the cool thing is, these we can actually farm. Every time you bone meal, you see how bright it got? You get 4 back. Now I got 4. I put 1 down again. You get 4. So for every bone meal, you gain 3 of these sea pickles. And I think we're going to use those in our water. around the jungle base, because that way we get a little bit of light underneath it, right? So I got these 10 here. That's all I really need from here. Now all these other coral blocks, I'm probably eventually going to come back here and then take some and possibly put them in our waters around the jungle base as well. But I also had an idea of possibly making a base here, like an outpost, another little base, right? Because it's just so, this is really big. Let me just keep swimming so you guys can see. It's, I mean, not, you know, not as big as an entire biome or something, but there's a lot here. There's a lot of stuff here, and it would be really nice to just for fun have an underwater base here. And possibly, because I would like to have a kelp farm, right? Even though a kelp farm would really make a lot of sense to have in spawn. Because furnaces now store XP. And if you have a kelp farm and you just keep recycling the kelp and burning more kelp, you know, you can store up an insane amount of XP in your furnaces. And for mending purposes, you know, I could just go to these furnaces then, take out whatever is in there. You just need to take out one item and you get all the stored XP. Look how big this is. And you can, you know, mend your tools and your armor super quick with that. So, but still, I do want to build something over here because you guys probably don't know, but I am a certified scuba diver. I dove in 5 different oceans. I have hundreds of dives under my belt, and I love scuba diving. I haven't done it in a long time, but I'm sure I'm going to get back into it eventually because I love it. And this is just so cozy to me right here. I love it. And again, it keeps going. Oh, over here is the end finally. It's huge, this place here. So we could get a lot of coals and stuff out of here, right? But I don't just want to rip it apart right now because I don't really know what to do with it yet. Or where to put it. But it's so close, right? And you guys saw it took me, what, 3 minutes to get there maybe? Something like that. But on this note here, guys, I'm going to end it for today. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and thanks for watching. And next time we'll get started with something else. We got to take a break from the villagers. Until then, take care, stay safe, and bye-bye.